Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Last night, I cooked this vegetable dish using a Chinese vegetable known as gailan, frequently also known as Chinese broccoli. In this dish, I use 3 different kinds of mushrooms. Well, one of the main reasons is because my wife loves mushrooms. Now, in the past, I used to only one kind of mushroom to cook a dish like this. For example, I will only use just portobello mushroom, which is the most frequent mushroom that I use. Occasionally, I will also use king oyster mushroom when I shop at the Asian supermarket in Aurora. But increasingly, I start to realize that maybe I can add other type of mushroom as well. And so I start to use shiitake mushroom. Now, shiitake mushroom and the king oyster mushroom and the portobello mushroom has very different texture. And they're also very different in flavor. I discovered that when I use all 3 different kinds of vegetables, it makes the dish far more interesting. And the end result is that you will enjoy the dish more, both in terms of the flavor and the texture. And consequently, you're going to consume more vegetables. And cooking a dish like this, it really is a part of experiment for me in the beginning. But I soon realized that this combination creates a very attractive dish. And this is the reason why flavor chasing also involves in the type of ingredients that you use. Because ingredients turn out to be really the most powerful way to contribute to the flavor and texture of a dish. Now, the shiitake mushroom turned out to be another really great use, which I use it often, is that for steamed fish. In here, I have a fish which is known as swai. It is a fish that comes from Vietnam. It's a great fish. And for steaming, I cannot find any other fish better than this. But this dish, the flavor will be greatly enhanced by mushroom, particularly by shiitake mushroom, because shiitake mushroom can add a great deal to the umami flavor of the dish. So it enhances the fish flavor enormously. Again, because I have other vegetables available on hand. In here, I also use king oyster mushroom. Like I said, the more different type of mushroom you use, the greater the flavor that it will become. So here is another dish, which is a stir-fry dish, which I use shiitake mushroom. Now, this is a stir-fry dish contain broccoli and green bean. Both broccoli and green bean has wonderful flavor, but they match excellent with shiitake mushroom. Now, the shiitake mushroom, I add to it, I do not add a large amount of it because shiitake mushroom has really intense flavor. Again, depend on your personal preference. My wife probably say I should add more shiitake mushroom, but for me, this is just about the right amount because the primary ingredients in this dish really is broccoli and green bean. Now, here is a steamed egg dish. It also can really benefit in flavor by adding shiitake mushroom. Again, shiitake mushroom play a significant role to enhance the umami flavor of the dish. You do not need to add a whole lot of it, and just a little bit, it will give you great flavor. Now, the shiitake mushroom has a very interesting texture. In contrast to, say, portobello mushroom, the texture is relatively soft. But shiitake mushroom has a very meaty texture. Now, very similar to king oyster mushroom, which also have a meaty texture. And therefore, shiitake mushroom in many ways, particularly in this particular dry form, can serve excellently as a substitute for protein. So, for this dish, in addition to adding the shiitake mushroom, I also add the portobello mushroom. Advanced prepping is the best way for you to use different kind of mushrooms. Because I already have the shiitake mushroom prep, and then I have the portobello mushroom available. And now you have different kind of mushrooms to pick from to create various type of combinations. You can adjust the ratio of it, which will help you to determine the type of flavor that you are looking for. Okay, so let's take a look. How do you use shiitake mushroom? Now, shiitake mushroom usually comes in a dry form. The shiitake mushroom in here is the type of shiitake mushroom that I grew up with as a child. And the wonderful thing about shiitake mushroom is that because they are dry, so they basically last forever. You can store shiitake mushroom almost indefinitely. So you can purchase a large quantity if you think that you're going to use a lot of it. For example, I purchased this bag of shiitake mushroom, which is a 5-pound bag. Now, since the mushroom are dry, 5 pounds is a lot of mushroom. So in this case, this bag will last me for a long time. Now, you can store them anywhere you want. I usually store them in a bag, and I transfer some of them to store in a bottle. It's easier for me to get access to. Now, this entire 5-pound bag of mushroom costs $50, but I bought that about maybe 4 years ago, and I'm still using it. Now it's probably more expensive. For example, like this Black Friday, there is a sale of this 5-pound bag shiitake mushroom for about $64. Now, of course, this mushroom is dry. The only way you can use it is that you have to hydrate it. Now, in the days when I do not understand how to hydrate them, or maybe I do not know the trick, I would just soak it in water, and that takes a long time for them to get hydrated. And usually it will take about 2 or 3 hours. Now, that kind of take away the spontaneity for when you want to use shiitake mushroom, because you cannot walk in the kitchen and say, okay, I'd like to have shiitake mushroom tonight, maybe in half hour, it will be ready. But instead, you have to think really ahead. So to hydrate the shiitake mushroom, I discovered one really nice little tip, which I want to share with you. You notice that after I put water into this bowl, I took the shiitake mushroom and I push it at the stem of the mushroom, and I just push it, and each time when I push it, it becomes softer. I discovered if you use this method, you can hydrate the shiitake mushroom in about half an hour. Now, once you push it, you will notice that it will start to get softer, and this actually allows the absorption of the liquid much faster. Now, I don't understand why they work and how they work, but it definitely work extremely well. So after repeat this about 1 to 2 minutes or longer, I will just let it soak. And then in about half an hour, it'll be ready. So here you notice that it's already hydrated. So I'm going to cut it into thin slices. Now, some of the shiitake mushroom has a stem in the middle. I just cut off the stem, and then I just cut it into thin slices. Now, of course, you can use it in many different ways. Quite often, if I'm going to use them in a soup, I will not cut them up into thin slices. But if I stir fry them, cut them into thin slices is very useful, because this gives you more flexibility. You can also cut them in different sizes. Sometimes you want to cut them larger or smaller, but most of the time, this seems to be the most adjustable size that will allow me to use in many type of stir-fry dishes. Now, once you hydrated the shiitake mushroom after you cut it up, then the shelf life is limited. It usually, in this case, will last about 2 weeks, and you should use it up in about 2 weeks. Now, you notice that the amount of shiitake mushroom that I hydrated is not a huge quantity, but after I cut them in slice, you have quite a bit. So this will be part of your advanced prepping for shiitake mushroom. Now, the shiitake mushroom, in many ways, is an excellent substitute for other type of mushroom, but it is not exactly the same. They have slightly different flavor. Okay. Now, what shiitake mushroom is like? This is the shiitake mushroom when it is fresh. Now, you notice that when it is fresh, it already has the appearance. It's a very meaty mushroom. In fact, when it is fresh, the shiitake mushroom, when you cut into it, it's almost like a sponge. It has a very soft but bouncy texture. It is in this case, has a big stem, so I cut off the stem before I slice it up. Now, if you have a chance that, say, close to Asian grocery store, I would definitely suggest you give it a try. It gives you a very different, actually, culinary experience as compared to the dry shiitake mushroom. Okay, I hope that you have some idea how to use both dry and fresh shiitake mushroom. I post a video each day, to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. With this cooking system, you will find home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun, so that you will find home cooking as a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. So if you want to learn more about my cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.